General nominee. It was supposed to be a hearing today on Capitol Hill. Dr. Neshwat was pulled. She's heading here to the HHS. What happened with all that?
What happened with her withdrawal? We talked to Dr. Neshwat. We're going to put her at a very good place here at HHS. Casey Means, we felt, was the best person to really bring the vision of MAHA to the American public. She has this unique capacity to articulate it. She's written a book that really mobilized, galvanized the movement. She is an extraordinary. She is excellence in everything that she's ever endeavored.
Obviously, she's come under her own criticism about some of the things she's advocated for. She never finished her residency, and she doesn't currently have an active medical license. But that's not.
She was the very top of her medical class at Stanford. She's during her residency, she won every award that she could win. She walked away from traditional medicine because she was not curing patients. She couldn't get anybody within her profession to look at the nutrition contributions to illness. And she said, if we're really going to heal people, if we're healers, we can't just be making our life about billing new procedures. We actually have to figure out new approaches to medicine, and that's the kind of leadership that she's going to bring to our country.
And last thing on this, your former running mate weighed in today saying that she wasn't happy about this and said that you're somehow being controlled. Your decisions are being controlled. That's what she posted.
Listen, you guys sitting here, 4 people who were all canceled during COVID.
Yeah, that's right.
These people are, you've got the entire leadership of this agency is renegades who are juggernauts against convention and who are trying to look for truth no matter what the cost.
So nobody's controlling.
Casey is among those.
Gentlemen, stand by if you would. We'll be right back to the
So, as you saw in my little cryon there, what is going on in influencer world, the influencer sphere, whatever an influencer is, yet to be defined, because I don't let anybody influence me other than my God and my wife, and of course my daughter. But what we're seeing right now, I've said it many times, I feel like Republicans don't know how to win. Now, in case you're wondering what this is all about, Nicole Shanahan, who is RFK Jr.'s running mate, came out and said that she felt she was being lied to, that something was amiss and that RFK Jr. was being controlled by somebody who isn't President Trump. Again, the vaguity and how they just say things without, hey, say it. Who is he being controlled by? We have a right to know. If you think he's being controlled by somebody, tell us. I am so over these people who put out these tweets. Oh, got something coming. Oh, wait till you see it. Just say it. It's not an airport. Just say what you need to say. This isn't 1999. This isn't even 2012 where you had to do that kind of marketing. People are waiting. Just tell us what you have to say and let us decipher at this point. I think those of us who used to read some of the Q drops realize we're over that, like, oh, watch this, and future proofs past, and past proofs future, and all that crap. Now we're in a different age. We are in an information age. We all can talk. We don't have to talk in code anymore. Elon Musk freed us from that prison. Tell us what the problem is. Stop with the innuendos. Stop with the engagement bait. If you've got a story that you feel the masses should know about, tell us. Don't say, oh, but tomorrow I'm going to drop something. Oh, wait, I got a good one coming. So we don't know what the hell you're talking about. We don't even know who you're talking to, and it seems like it's becoming the norm for so-called influencers. I'm over it. I don't know about you. You guys can play along. I'm done playing in that sandbox. Maybe that's why I'm kind of on the outside from these people, because I don't want to deal with that. I almost said the word. I almost said it. I am done with it. If you got something to say, say it. Then we can determine whether or not what you say has any merit. But now, throwing stones from afar isn't going to cut it anymore. So, Nicole, I love you. I've supported you a long time. But if you feel that RFK Jr. is being controlled by somebody, tell us who. Why are we waiting? Why are we sitting around waiting for the drop? Who she think he's controlled by? And then, of course, then the influencers all get in on it, and they start dropping all these mysterious posts. But the two people involved seem to be going right to the point. So, this woman, Casey Means, is replacing the other woman that RFK Jr. had put in for, Surgeon General. And then all kinds of stuff broke loose and people talking behind the scenes. Well, Casey Means came out and said that she's not going to take it. She's going to fight back. And she dropped something. So let's look in on what's going on here. Casey Means puts out this morning at 10 o'clock, Callie Means, her brother, I just received information that Laura Loomer is taking money from industry people to scuttle President Trump's agenda. Laura Loomer, if that's correct, sue me and let's do discovery. Do we really need this shit? I'm serious. Do we really need this? Every day it seems like I'm showing you Republicans don't know how to win. You don't do this. Winners don't do this. There's too many people on the fringe of the administration who are trying to get their nuts. You can't be a team when you have all these fringe players trying to get in the huddle. There's only 11 people in the huddle. Everybody else is on the sidelines. You're not in the game. You're a part of the team, but you're not in the game. It seems like everybody sees themselves as being in the huddle. You're not. Stop. So now this guy, Callie Means, which is Casey Means' brother, is now calling out Laura Loomer and saying, well, you're getting paid by people. Of course, at that point, Laura Loomer has to respond. You're full of crap, blah, blah, blah. You're a PR spin master. Funny how you never talk about your career in PR and crisis management, and you are threatened by access to President Trump and to the fact that blah, 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 and it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. You put this out in the public purview, and you're doing battle with somebody, and all it is serving is people who want to see Donald Trump fail. Shut up. Absolutely shut up. I don't think we need this. And if you feel like you need this engagement bait, if it's something you like the gossipy stuff, maybe you might want to examine things. At this point, this guy is trying to run the country. This guy is trying to lead us into a better world. And we've got all these people behind the scenes doing this kind of crap. And then Jillian Michaels gets in. Jillian Michaels, the trainer, trainer to the stars, whatever you want to call her. She jumps in. And then she says this, Casey Means, the doctor, graduated with honors as class president from Stanford Medical School. She then trained for 4 years in head and neck surgery. And then she goes on and on and on and on about this stuff. Then Callie herself, the brother, he comes back in. It's been revealed to me that Nicole Shanahan is collaborating with influencers to sink Casey's nomination as Surgeon General and imply we aren't loyal to President Trump. The only substantive conversation I've had with Nicole was the day of Bobby Kennedy's endorsement of President Trump, something Casey and I worked tirelessly to make successful, and on and on and on and on and on. Who the hell is going to read all this? Who is going to read all of this stuff? At some point, you control this. And why I say you control all of this is because it's very simple. I want you to look at something and understand this, okay? When you see these posts, and you see there's 308,000 people viewing it, and 838 comments, and 4,000 likes, and 543 saves. And Jillian Michaels has 231,000 views, and similar, the amount of engagement on it. And Laura Loomer probably has 500,000, or where is it, 103,000. That's you. That's you. I don't mean you specifically. I mean you as a community. That's you all being voyeurs and watching from the outside, paying attention to this stuff. It doesn't make any sense why anybody is paying attention to the fringe. When we saw the other stuff yesterday with James O'Keefe, and I got a bombshell coming, I'm going into hiding, and nothing. I understand. And we have to remember that there are a lot of new Trump supporters. I often click on different people's profiles, which let me show you exactly what I mean. So if you are to just click on somebody like this guy here, Callie Means, all right? You can see that Callie's been around since October 2008. I urge you to begin looking and see when people join Twitter/X. And you're going to see a lot of people who are MAGA people joined in 2021, 2023, 2024. They're babies. They're neophytes. So to them, a lot of what they hear is the bombshells and all this stuff. That's because they're new. They're feeding on the young, the chicklets on X, and getting them to click and get involved in all this stuff. And then those of us who unfortunately have been in this sewer called X and Twitter since 2008 and 2009, we've all seen this stuff. There is nothing that James O'Keefe is dropping that's new. Let me be the first one to tell you, none of it is new. We've seen it for like 5-6 years. None of it's new. I even showed you guys a video, which I can't show here, from an ABC host who said back in 2019, I believe that's 6 years ago, I got all the goods, videos, blah, 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 everything, Clinton, the whole 9 yards. None of this is new. Jeffrey Epstein was a scumbag. He did bad things. We all know it. We all know there's videos and all kinds of things. Everybody's running around looking for this damn list. Stop. If it comes, it comes. When it comes, it comes. But there are many of us who've been sitting around and we were just like you. Oh, we got to get them. We got to get them. Oh, that's nothing. Oh, that's nothing. And we realize if it comes, it comes. Because we were sitting on the dock fishing for 2.5 years. No bites, nothing. So now we're all sitting back going, whatever, and we're watching the new fish come in and try to feed on this stuff and say, oh, he busted her, he got something. No. And we're watching influencers scream at each other. As far as I know, and I could be wrong, you could correct me, we voted for Donald Trump. We voted for Donald Trump and J.D. Vance together, a vice president and a president. Donald Trump then chose this person, that person, this person, that person. Every time I hear people say, oh, here's a vetting problem, and here's this, and here's that, and it just causes problems, and now, look. All of that tells you that you've voted for the wrong guy. You have to admit it. If you think that Donald Trump is making bad decisions and he's putting people in place that shouldn't be there, and he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's got somebody behind the scenes that is pulling his strings, then you're saying he's basically Joe Biden. Personally, I don't feel he's Joe Biden. Personally, I feel the man knows exactly what he's doing. Personally, I think he's got people around him who are much smarter and more strategic than any of us on the outside have a clue. I don't care who visits the White House. I don't care who thinks they have his ear. The only person I want to know how decisions are being made are coming from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. And that's Donald Trump. All this other shit, and I'm going to use the word, sorry if it offends you, not sorry anymore. is fodder for idiots. I'm sorry if you follow some of these people and you think it's fantastic to sit there and, eat up on this stuff. It takes you away from what's mostly important. So I'm just asking you, treat stuff on X like you treat food going into your body. Don't take all your time, and you've heard the term signal versus noise. If you don't know the difference between signal versus noise, maybe you should, at this point, begin looking at that definition, because we have a whole lot of people in MAGA world who are focusing on noise, not focusing on signal. What's most important? And what's most important is what Donald Trump says is most important, not what influencers say. And if you disagree, if you think for an instant that Donald Trump made this mistake or Donald Trump made that mistake, and I'm not saying he's Jesus, only one man walked on water as far as I know. Only one man was perfect ever. He may make mistakes, but he's not stupid. And if he sees that he's made a mistake, he's going to try and rectify it. And he's not going to rectify it based upon all of this crap happening. So let's keep our focus. Let's keep aligned on what's most important. If you see people in our community or elsewhere bitching about the Epstein list, tell them, chill. Absolutely chill with that. That's not what's in the top 10. It never was in the top 10. It was never in the top 20. In fact, it was never in the top 25 things that President Trump wanted to do. I'm sorry. Does that make you feel bad? Does that disappoint you? Well, then you should have done your homework and understood what he stood for and what his objective was going into office. Because it may have been the top 10 or 5 for some other people, some influencers, but Donald Trump never, ever once told you that his priority was releasing the Epstein list. And if you think I'm wrong, go look it up.